nervous. I'm pulling the off-grid trailer out of my very tight and steep carport for the very first time. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. Pretty sure I need to go wide. Ooh, I cleared the bushes. I've got the red arc set to 3 because it was at 4 earlier, and it felt like it was braking really hard. So this actually feels really nice. Now I know that while I'm off-roading, I'm probably going downhill, and in different off-road scenarios, snow, mud, I'm probably gonna need to change the ratio of the red arc, but just towing on cement right now, 3 seems perfect. I think it's really cool that with the slightest adjustment of that red arc, you can really feel the difference. Downhill, trailer handles really nicely. Like it honestly, there's a bit of weight, like a weighted feel slightly to the Jeep. Other than that though, it's going great. I don't really feel much towing this trailer. This is going to be a really wonderful relationship. I love it. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, my new Bass Pro cookware. Nice and compact. Perfect for the trailer. I hope it's easy to clean. No, somebody else left that there, so don't touch it because we don't know what they were doing in that chair. Because you know what abandoned camp chairs often mean, right? We haven't been in this camp spot in many years because we bought the big hideout trailer, which is way too big to get down here. And so we had something that happened here. I'll tell you when Mila's gone many years ago. And we decided that this is not the place to camp in a tent. I'll tell you that story later. And Dad's making us a fire. And I'm making lunch. We are going to tell you the story of why we don't tent camp anymore. And like, I consider us very like outdoorsy, roughneck kind of people. Like, trailers are bougie and all that, but there's actually a really good reason we don't camp in tents anymore, and it happened in this exact same spot. So, and I was saying to you earlier when I was coming down the road that this has been our favorite spot forever, but something happened here many years ago that made it so we couldn't camp here with in a trailer. So anyway, so it was right when Bear and I first started dating. We basically set up camp and lived here. We would go back to my house and shower and go to work. This is where we would come every night. So we had 2 tents set up. We had one that we slept in, and then we had the supply tent. So the supply tent was really right side to side with the trailer that we were sleeping in. And it had like all of our cooking ware, and we were so good about keeping like our food and our garbage picked up and in the Jeep. And this one night we were sitting here by the fire and we were having our drinks and we were drinking rum and Coke. So we were putting our empty soda pop cans into the supply tent, and then we went to bed. So in the middle of the night, and we had the 2 Papillons, they're very small dogs, and so we were sleeping and I heard like the sound like crushing cans. So we woke up, or I woke up, and I was listening, and then I didn't hear it again. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's my imagination. So I went back to sleep, and then I heard pots and pans rattling. Something was in the supply tent next to us. And so I'm like, oh, it's a bear. What else can it be? So I was worried that Bear would freak out when I told him, like, woke up to tell him, and that would make things worse. So I tried to gently wake him, like, hey, don't freak out. But there's a bear in the tent next to us. He sat up so quick. I'm like, okay, we gotta be calm. Let's set the alarm off on the Jeep and see if it scares it away. That bear did not care. We sat in the tent, this bear in the tent right next to us, and it did not care about the alarm on the Jeep that we kept setting off. So I'm like, okay, we each have to grab a dog and run for the Jeep. So he grabbed a little dog, I grabbed a little dog, and we booked it to the Jeep. And then we went down the road a little ways and we went to sleep in the vehicle. So we came back, and as we pulled back into the camp spot, the bear was just leaving. He had wrecked that supply tent. I don't know what would happen if we had stayed here that night with the bear and we were just like, oh, let's hope for the best. And like, honestly, that would have just been stupid, right? So we didn't do that. So then we went up to another lake sort of nearby, and he had graveyard shift. So I was up there by myself with the 2 dogs, and in the night, my little dogs were just like growling, and you could hear like branches snapping in the bushes around my tent. And I'm like trying to tell myself it's fine. Branches could fall off trees at nighttime too. Maybe it's squirrels, could be a deer. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. But I could not sleep. So in the morning, I get up and a CO, conservation officer, shows up at my tent and he's like, have you seen a mountain lion? I'm like, no. And he said that just earlier that morning, these hikers, they were hiking around the lake, and it's a really small lake, so they weren't very far from me, encountered a mountain lion that chased their dog. So they were checking to see if maybe I had seen the mountain lion too. That was it. We packed up camp, and I don't think we've ever been able to sleep in a tent since. We did go to Lake Ellen shortly after that, and we tried it again, but I think there was raccoons going through our stuff because, man, they were smart out there. Like all night long, Bear and I are sleeping in the tent, and I can hear stuff going through our things, but I'd like unzip the tent and look out the window, and there was nothing there. You'd close it back up, and they'd start again. I'm like, that's it. No more tent life for us. So we're finally able, thanks to the off-grid trailer, please ignore the garbage bag. At least we pick up our garbage.
And that's not our garbage, that's somebody else's.
That is true. We are actually picking up other people's garbages out here. Isn't that terrible? Anyway, I digress. So thanks to the off-grid trailer, we can finally fit in these small, tight spaces again and camp in the spots that we love inside a metal box where we feel safe. Sadly, this day is over. Yesterday, we were on a little drive to try and practice reversing with the off-grid trailer and do some off-roading with it because I wanted to see how capable it was and just kind of have fun for the weekend. But we were thwarted by some coolant issues. Turns out, thankfully, I wasn't actually overheating. I drove the Jeep through a Valvoline in Spokane to have them flush and refill the diffs after my Seattle trip, and after having it regeared. While they were in there, I said, can you check my fluids? So they did all that, but they didn't put the cap back on the overflow tank for the rad fluid fully. It was cross-threaded and cockeyed. So I learned yesterday that if a cap is not fully on an overflow for your rad fluid, it'll actually boil and overflow. I mean, overflowing is obvious, but the boiling was a surprise. Anyway, so we just had to fix the cap, add more fluid, and we're giving it another go today. It is raining though, so. Oh, I'm stuck in the ruts. Hold on, there's a big pokey tree stuck in one of the ruts. I'm gonna have to back up and see if I can get on top on the driver's side. Oh crap, I have to reverse. Oh no. Very bad at reversing this trailer.
So keep it straight.
What is the fastest way to get where you want to go? Would you thought that it wasn't that far to walk, so you left the Jeep? But your husband is smarter than you are. One thing I noticed yesterday is that the fenders of this trailer align with the rear fenders of my Jeep. So I can look in my mirrors and see how in line with my Jeep is by pairing the trailer's fenders up with my Jeep fenders. Makes it really easy as far as like negotiating obstacles. As long as my rear tires are gonna negotiate that obstacle. So is that trailer. I don't really notice any pulling or hesitation from the weight of this trailer. This going is so awesome. Thanks for doing dishes.
No problem.
Thanks for cooking.
Oh, you're welcome. This is so handy. We haven't even used this fridge yet. Awesome. I love the fender table. So handy. So we're gonna go through this little next section that's like really rutted, usually really muddy, and every time I go with people get stuck. Except me, I never get stuck. But I'm pulling a trailer today, so let's see what happens. Oh, I think he might be stuck. So it's getting a bit muddy, it's raining again.
I got a backup on my 100.
Oh, okay. I should be filming him because his like tires are turned sideways and he's just like, ah, he's like pushing it. Maybe he shouldn't go through here. I should be filming you. You look so good. He came to like a stop. Ah, this poor truck. Look at those tires. These are not mud tires. Not like the news. Okay, look at that. You can see where he was dragging there. Well, I'm going to give it a shot, and hopefully this doesn't turn into a recovery, because that would suck to be out here in the mud recovering a Jeep and a trailer. So I'm going to try it with the Jeep and trailer, and I think I have just enough clearance. I really don't want to do a recovery today with a trailer in the mud and the rain, especially with his Tundra. I really don't like that Tundra. This is going to be interesting because this is quite high. I might bottom out myself. For low. Oh my gosh, am I just going to walk through this? Yes, I am! Oh, Tundra! Shame on you. I'm so embarrassed for your Tundra. I'm gonna scrape this big bush. That was amazing. I'm absolutely thrilled with what this trailer can do so far. We have one more obstacle before we head home for the day. I did want to take it to some rock crawling and try rock crawling with it. It's late, it's cold, it's wet, we're tired, and we don't want to push it too much. So we're gonna go do this one big steep hill. This is so easy. I'll tell you what the camber is going back up it. Yeah, let's go through the mud. Why not? Maybe a little faster though. Oh, look at that. Oh, pull me back a little bit, but we made it through. We did it. Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, 12 degrees steep hitch, and that was a no problemo. So we. And I do remember that if you want what you're towing to go one direction, you need to turn the opposite direction. So I have to get better at my reverse with this thing. Okay, so I need to try to reverse this trailer into where I want it to go. But I can't turn the steering all the way because it will jackknife. I'm super nervous about this, but I'm gonna jackknife this trailer.
Stop, stop.
Use the force-wise one. Oh. I'm not doing this right. Oh, hang on. So, Bear is gonna give me directions on the radio, telling me when to turn, because I'd like to be able to get this on my own, but it's not happening. I'm gonna be here forever.
Go straight and go to.
You cut out. I heard straight and then nothing.
Go forward and go left.
This is so hard to do with your spouse. You love them so much.
Sorry, I only meant a little bit.
You love them so much, and in these moments it's not as much.
Right now we will.
I am straight, but the trailer's still turning.
Okay, turn normally and then.
What does turn normally mean?
Turn to the passenger side, your wheels. Back up and turn your wheel in like normal, straight to the passenger.
So when you say turn normal, what does that mean? There?
Reverse and with your wheels crank to the passenger.
So turn hard?
Passenger, not drivers.
Am I gonna run over that tree?
For some reason the jackknife can get it straight out and pull out.
I need a new husband. Any takers?
Okay.
Just kidding, I do love him.
Okay. That tree.
I'm gonna hit the tree right now. I'm gonna hit the tree right now.